Disneyland is doing a few things differently right now, not all of them are obvious. Season of the Force has quietly been skipped this year, with Disney instead rolling out a major long-term update inside Galaxy's Edge. Bluey has taken over Fantasyland with a full show, themed food, and merch, even though it's not officially a festival. There's also a surprise Winnie the Pooh display over at the Grand Californian for Earth Month, and the Food and Wine Festival is already winding down, with only 3 weekends left. Here's everything you need to know. I'm Julie from Main Street USA Studios. Let's get into this week's latest. If you've been thinking about checking out the Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival, this is your reminder: time is running out. The festival runs now through April 27th, and as of today, April 5th, that leaves just 3 more weekends to experience everything. You've got those marketplace favorites like the garlic mac and cheese, birria mac and cheese, and the Snickers macaroon, plus festival drinks like the strawberry horchata, California craft beer flights, live music, cooking demos, and all those limited time booths that are only there for the festival. And if you picked up a sip and savor pass, don't forget to use those coupons before the festival ends. Those don't carry over, so you will want to make sure you use them to get the full value. Okay, so then after Food and Wine, Disneyland usually kicks off Season of the Force, but that's not the case this year. Typically, once the Disney California Food and Wine Festival wraps up, Disney rolls into another seasonal event. But what that looks like has been different over the past few years. Back in 2024, we went straight into Season of the Force at Disneyland during normal park hours, and at the same time, Pixar Fest was happening over at DCA. Then in 2025, last year, Season of the Force came back again, but Pixar Fest was completely skipped because the Disneyland 70th anniversary celebration took over both parks. And so now here we are in 2026, and the 70th anniversary is still ongoing, which explains why Pixar Fest isn't returning again this year at DCA. What's really surprising is that Disney has quietly cut the Season of the Force event. Well, you're still getting the Star Wars After Dark events, but the full daytime celebration is just not happening. And we think that's especially interesting because the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie is set to release on May 22nd of this year, which feels like the exact moment you would want to have a full Season of the Force. But instead, Disney seems to be going in a completely different direction. We are still getting Hyperspace Mountain, which returns April 28th, and a brand new storyline for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run also lands on May 22nd alongside the film. But the biggest shift is not temporary. Starting April 29th, in just a few weeks, Galaxy's Edge is getting a major timeline update that's meant to stay, bringing in characters and storylines from across multiple eras of Star Wars. So instead of one seasonal overlay like Season of the Force from the past, Disney is essentially evolving the land itself. You'll start seeing characters like Luke Skywalker, Leia, Han Solo, and Darth Vader alongside the newer characters like the Mandalorian, Grogu, and Ahsoka, all existing within Batuu at the same time. They're also adding music from across the film, so this means we get to hear John Williams music within Galaxy's Edge. So while we may not be getting Season of the Force this year, this is actually a much bigger long-term change, and it could completely reshape how Galaxy's Edge feels going forward. Keep in mind, Star Wars Nights are still happening. If you're interested in Star Wars Night, the After Dark event this year had 4 nights available, and all are sold out currently except for April 28th. Tickets are $174 per guest for this one. And then we have Bluey, and this one is kind of interesting. Bluey isn't officially listed as a festival or a seasonal event on the Disneyland calendar, but for all intents and purposes, it really does feel like we're in a Bluey mini festival right now over at Disneyland. Well, you checked out Bluey's Best Day Ever over at the Fantasyland Theatre, and it's running from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. with the actual shows throughout the day at 9:30, 10:50, 12:10, 1:50, and 3:10. What's super nice is you can walk in at any time. It's super flexible. And honestly, it's a really cute show. The sets are surprisingly detailed, and it actually feels like a real production with a bit of a story, not just characters coming out on stage like we've seen with some of the past festival entertainment in this theater. We went on a Saturday, and it was definitely pretty full, but seats were easy to find. It wasn't overly crowded like we expected, and people were constantly coming and going, so it feels very casual. And this is definitely not something where you need to line up and wait in advance. And next door to the theater at Troubadour Tavern, the food is very Bluey themed right now as well. We tried the Pavlova parfait, which everyone in our group liked. It felt a little more like a trifle with some pavlova mixed in on top. We also tried the poffertjes, the mini Dutch pancakes, and we found them okay, but a little bit too sweet. The Bluey merch is all around too. Check out this super cute Bluey sipper. This one comes with a water bottle or a soda drink. And there is also a Bluey popcorn bucket and tons of Bluey merchandise at these stores. And there's also several Bluey Magic Key photo pass spots, and even the Plaza Inn restaurant is getting in on it with a Bluey-themed Stump Fest cake, which is a fun nod. If you've seen the show, there's an episode called Stump Fest. So even though it's not officially called a festival, it really does feel like we're kind of in Bluey Festival right now at Disneyland unofficially. Over at Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, there's a really cute surprise right now. For Earth Month, they put together a confectionery display celebrating 100 years of Winnie the Pooh, all themed around bees and living the honey life. The Grand Californian always has these big holiday displays, and we're loving how they're doing them in the off-season as well. It looks very impressive. Also for Earth Month and then Pixar Place Hotel, every Wednesday you can find these two greeting guests for the month of April. This is, of course, Wally and Eva from the Wally film, a very rare character pair to see. And starting tomorrow, April 6th, check out this new Sully-themed cake pop from Monsters, Inc. You can find this one at Bing Bongs in DCA. And also this Scream Canister popcorn bucket available at select locations across DCA. This one starts April 9th. We're guessing this is going to be one of those popcorn buckets with a super long line. Lots of Monsters, Inc. fans. In crowd news, we've noticed lower crowds over the typically packed spring break weekends. We saw totally empty security lines on Saturday morning, 45 minutes Space Mountain, 20 minutes at Thunder Mountain wait times to give a sense of how it was feeling. Still very crowded, but just not as overcrowded as we expect on a Saturday in April. Enclosure and construction updates starting in Disneyland. Main Street still has major scaffolding up in front of the second block on the left as you walk towards the hub. It looks like they're doing some major refinishing on the facades there, which is super great. We love how pristine Disney keeps everything. Jungle Cruise remains closed through mid-May. Roger Rabbit is closed with no reopening dates. And then the monorail is closed too and has no reopening date through mid-May. This is a really long closure for the monorail since it's very important for guest traffic into Disneyland. Buzz Lightyear closes next week on April 13th. Pirates closes on May 4th along with the Blue Bayou. We aren't sure how long this one is going to be for and why they're closing yet. Over at DCA, Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind is closed through mid-May. We think it may be open sooner, but Disney isn't sure what's wrong, so they might not be listing the opening date yet. Toy Story Midway Mania closes tomorrow, April 6th, and then Zoe Symphony Swings closes April 27th. In downtown Disney, Earl of Sandwich looks closer to opening. We noticed some new lighting on the outside of the upper areas. We also thought that the upper patio is looking almost complete as well on the second floor there. The Downtown Disney live stage is also set up now for the Disney throwback shows. Think Hannah Montana, Wizards of Waverly Place. You can also check out the throwback Step and Repeat behind the stage. That's for photo ops. And the Porto's construction is still very much underway, although we did not see active construction vehicles this particular day, so maybe foundation time soon, we're not sure. This one does seem to be moving extra fast though, which is exciting. We're really excited to see this one get to the end.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe for more.